Hello, thank you for showing an interest in enterprise as a subject. The first thing for me to say really is that enterprise is a vocational subject, so it's a BTEC, which is slightly different from a GCSE. So a BTEC subject means that there's going to be elements of coursework involved in it. So this course is largely 60% coursework and then 40% exam compared to a GCSE, which would be a lot, 100% exam. So we study 3 components across 2 years, and we sort of investigate how businesses kind of operate and how we might look to set up a small enterprise across the 2-year period. So what will you study in enterprise? So the course generally is focused on small and medium-sized businesses. We call those SMEs. So students will start the first part of the course by exploring 2 particular SMEs. We'll have a little look at how they're structured, so legally how they're structured. Are they sole traders? Are they private limited companies? Are they partnerships? And then we'll start to look at what their aims are and how their aims might differ depending on the type of business they are and the motivations of the owner. We'll look at location and the decisions around the location for different businesses. And we'll also look at the ethics of the business. What are they doing that is protecting our local environment or the national environment or the wider environment, or may it be to do with sort of responsibilities towards paying tax, or responsibilities towards looking after your staff as well, those sorts of ethical responsibilities, before moving on to looking at the characteristics and skills of the particular owners of the business, and then the market research aspect of it. How do they find out what customers want? How do they find out what the competitors are offering and the potential pressures that's putting on the business as well? And then finally, in component 1, we look at the internal and the external factors that are affecting business. What we then do is we develop a business plan. So we move into component 2, we develop our own business plan for our own business idea. So we're not physically going to set up a business and run it, but what you are going to do is create a business plan that could potentially be used for a small enterprise. And we've got lots of different ideas that some people are setting up dog walking businesses, for example, or gardening businesses where they go around and they garden for elderly people who might struggle to keep their gardens maintained. So it's small scale business like that, but we plan the business plan, and then you have to be aware that you have to present that business plan to me into a small group of your peers before evaluating how successful you felt the business plan and the pitch actually went. Component 3 is the exam element of the course. That's very much focused on marketing, so we look at the promotional mix as part of that, and then we also look at finance and the financial documents that we use when we are ordering from a supplier, and we also look at things like cash flow forecast, break-even analysis, profit and loss accounts, and balance sheets as well. So a whole range of different financial things. So useful if you're intending to work in the finance sector or want to be an accountant in the future. There are elements of that in which can then be built on in post 16. So in terms of the qualities, actually, because it's a BTEC, the harder you work, generally speaking, the better the grade that you get. I'm looking for somebody who's really keen and maybe wants to develop a lot of the key skills that you might need in order to run a business in the future. So we're looking for those sorts of qualities such as creativity, we're looking for qualities such as time management and organisation, but more important than anything really, it's just a willingness to want to succeed. That's what I'm really looking for. I want people who want to be successful because I want to push you all the way to be successful in this particular subject and to help you prepare for post 16 and beyond. If you're somebody that's very good at writing and communicating in a written or in a verbal way, then you're already at a huge advantage because there is a lot of coursework that needs to be produced. So if you're already confident in those sorts of skills, that will be a benefit. But of course, we're constantly developing our skills. So a willingness to want to develop and to want to work hard is all I'm really looking for at this stage. So how are we going to assess you? So I already mentioned that the course is made up of 2 elements of coursework and 1 element of exam. So roughly that's split 40% for the exam element and then 30% for each of the 2 components. So it's a 60-40 split, coursework to exam. So the exam element is heavy compared to previous BTEC courses, but it's something that we do put a lot of focus on, and we make sure that students are well prepared for that moving forward. Remember, the finance element and the marketing element are what makes up that exam. So enterprise, how might it help you in the future? So there are lots of different business related courses moving forward. So it might be that you want to go straight into an apprenticeship post 16, and we'll help you develop those skills, such as, having to make a presentation is a really, really important skill. So if you're able to make a presentation concisely and clearly to an audience, that's a great starting point. And those are the sorts of key skills that some businesses might be looking for. It helps to build your confidence. So we'll help you in that and help to prepare you for potential apprenticeships. But in terms of business courses, there's level 3 BTECs that you can naturally progress onto from this current level 2 BTEC. You could equally look at doing A-levels in economics or business studies or accountancy. They're all options as well. And in terms of the number of jobs that could lead into, there are tons, and I've highlighted a few here, like the chartered accountant, retail management, sales marketing executive, a company buyer, or somebody that works for a business that goes out and sources the different products and then sort of eventually, hopefully, they go on sale within their stores or online. Digital media is a huge area at the moment, and particularly digital marketing. So we're going to look at marketing, but the digital side of it is really apparent how big that is at the moment. Financial analyst, but every job that you take will be in a business. So getting a small understanding at the moment it might be a really useful thing. And also, if you want to set up your own business in the future, maybe when you're young or maybe later down the line, then this will give you a really good starting point, a really good understanding of what you need to do and what things need to be considered if you want to run your own business in the future. So if you want to find out a little bit more about enterprise, then I'll be in school. You can come and talk to me, and of course you can email me at djenkins@oiea.co.uk or phone the school on the usual number. I'm really looking forward to chatting to you about this. I hope you found what I've said interesting. Thank you very much for listening.